Hello everyone, I am Dr. Pradeep. I am a practicing pediatrician in Hyderabad. Welcome to my channel Neo Kids. Today I am going to discuss regarding the third wave and are our kids at high risk in this third wave. So what is the rationale behind the third wave and why they are saying that a large number of kids are going to get affected is from the experience from other countries and also the behavior of virus during the last two pandemics, we can say that the virus has infected lower age groups of populations. First pandemic, it was more than 55 years of age and elderly were infected, and during the second pandemic the age group has come down. You might have seen large number of people between 30 to 45 years age getting infected and getting admissions into a COVID hospital, and sadly many number of younger age group people have lost lives this time. So considering the trend of the virus, we are expecting that the next wave kids are going to get infected in a larger number. The another rationale is in the next few months a large number of population of adults are going to get vaccinated with COVID vaccine. So this leaves a very small number of population which is not vaccinated, that is the children. So the virus wants to find a body to infect and multiply, so the vulnerable age group this time will be children. That is the second rationale. Another rationale is the mutation of the virus. The virus has been keeping on mutating, and the mutation was in such a way that it is infecting lower age groups, and the infection is also severe. So it may be more serious than what we have seen during this pandemic. So why is it a big problem when kids are going to get infected? One thing is the family will be in a panicky situation if the infection is severe, because they need to run around hospitals. And why is it a big panic button for the health infrastructure also? Because we have very less number of pediatric hospitals. Along with that, the healthcare personnel who can take care of children are also very less. We need to train large number of sisters, we need to arrange large number of ICU beds, and we also need to arrange large number of equipment which is appropriate for kids. Like we need to arrange ventilators, we need to arrange masks, we need to arrange high flow equipment. So all these are needed to brace for the next pandemic if it is real that the kids are going to get infected. Okay, coming to the symptoms in the children. What are the symptoms that are going to be? Again, it's as usual, it will be common cold, fever, lethargy in the children, and some big children might complain they have body pains. There is another symptom with loose motions, red eyes, rash. So all these are symptoms in the children. You have to consult your pediatrician as soon as you see the symptoms, so that you will be in touch with your pediatrician regularly and update yourself regarding what to expect in the next few days. And if you are in regular touch, your pediatrician might suggest looking at your children's progression, that he is improving or he is deteriorating. If the kid is deteriorating, then that is the time you need to get your child admitted in a hospital or go for testing. So the good news is, from the experience from the past pandemic and this second pandemic, we have seen that children had a very mild course. They had fever for around 1 to 2 days. They were having lethargy, and they might have very mild symptoms which might last for 2 to 3 days, and they improved without any medication or very less medication. So the good news is children will have a very mild disease as of now, but if the virus is very harmful, then we may expect some serious complications in children. So what are the serious complications going to be in children? First thing is it is going to be pneumonia. So the child's lungs will get infected, and they will go on to have a viral pneumonia, which leads to fast breathing, fever, and decrease in saturation. So you have to go on checking the child's saturation and breathing pattern when the child has a COVID positive. and the one of the worst and very life threatening complication in children is multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children with COVID. So this can occur in the first 28 days of getting infected with COVID. So the first 28 days after coming positive is also very important in the children, because the child may go on to get a second round of fever, which is high fever, rash, loose motions. All this suggests you have to urgently visit your pediatrician and get tested, and if it sets into a MISC, you have to get admitted and get treated properly. Take home message today: third wave, there is a high chance that kids are going to get infected, but the good news is, based on the experience, they'll have a very mild course and they'll improve properly. Bad news is, who are going to get the children infected is we adults, who are going to infect the child, because we are going out and the children are staying at home. The good news is, vaccine trials have started in children, and there is a chance that children also will get vaccinated. And the take home message is, always stay attentive, always stay alert, and take appropriate opinion from your pediatrician when you find that your child has fever, and stay vigilant in the first 28 days after your kid gets COVID, because multi-inflammatory syndrome in children is a very life-threatening complication, and it needs to be caught in an early stage for the child to have a good prognosis. Thank you very much. Please like our channel and share this video if you like this video. Thank you.